rings of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC to the square room for boxing, track of Formula One, and the pitch of football. Join the sports crew on Sport Hall 6 to 7 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays 5 to 6 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Here on iMpact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos. Reviews, views, and interviews just the way you like it. Exclusive on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos. Sport Hub. For all the updates and analysis.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the shortest basketball player in the world?
I like your curiosity. I'll tell you. Muggsy Bogues is the shortest player in the National Basketball Association history, listed at 5 feet 3 inches tall. He was drafted 12th overall by the Washington Bullets in 1987.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
I'm glad you asked.
AI Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
I've been curious. Who exactly is the youngest swimmer in the world?
Oh, I'll tell you. Alzin Tarek, age 10, is the youngest and fastest swimmer in World Championships history. Tarek has been swimming competitively since the age of 4.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm glad I wowed you.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the fastest man in the world?
That's very simple. It's Usain Bolt. He is the fastest runner on the planet, setting the world record for the shortest 100 meters sprint time of 9.58 seconds.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on iMpact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
It's the midweek edition of the show Sports in a Jiffy right here on your number one urban lifestyle station, Impact Radio 102.1 FM, the station that promises and always delivers. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I say welcome aboard this ride. We serve this package every weekday from 10 a.m. down to the flip side of 10. Wednesday today, the 28th day in the month of May, year 2025. And it's a such reminder that this is just the first installment of the show. We'll be back here later tonight between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. on the Sports Up Show, where we'll do 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of reach, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews. But here's this morning is tiptoeing all of the major stories making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports. 72 in bits and in pieces, just the way you like it. Fact, fast, and making it compact for your listening pleasure. This season has definitely come to an end across the European scene right now. Top European leagues are currently done with the season of 2024-2025. But for sure, we've got something in our hands right now. Talk about a couple finals to look forward to as the season is definitely going to be wrapping up in the coming hours as well. UEFA Conference League final today between Chelsea and Real Betis. Big one right there. And then we look forward to Saturday, where we'll be seeing the Champions League final as well. Inter Milan up against Paris Saint-Germain. $1 billion question today is who is going to be winning, and really that is the question on the lips of a lot of football fans right now, and it will be taking center stage as we speak to you. Our clubs are already looking to make moves to sign players just before the September deadline. That will be seen soon and very soon. No clangers, no slacking at this particular point in time, because teams can already tell exactly how they fared in the outgoing season. We look forward to how everything is going to pan out in the business side of the football world as well. Of course, a lot of moving here and there. Crossing carpets already happening in the world of football. Still talking about the Europe Conference League final that will be holding later tonight. Manuel Pellegrini is already talking tough. That's the manager of Real Betis. A serial winner, by the way. Don't forget, he also has his own history when it comes to playing in major European finals. And definitely, he thinks his boys are able to do it against the Enzo Maresca boys later tonight. From that, we'll talk about the National Sports Festival, still currently on the way right there in Ogun State, the 22nd edition of the games. I've got updates coming through, and Team Delta are keeping up their dominance at the top of the log right now. It's 1 gold and 193 medals in total is what they've been able to rack up, making sure that they are now dusting Team Bayelsa. Don't forget, at the point in time, Team Bayelsa were definitely on top of the log, and the Commissioner for Sports in Bayelsa also said their situation is just like Arsenal. Because he thinks at the right time, the rightful owner will be taking the center stage, and that has to be Team Delta on another case to become the champion of the sports festival right here in the country. And yes, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will also be in action later tonight in the Unity Cup match against Ghana. We look forward to that amazing derby right there in London. The first match was played yesterday between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago, and I'll be bringing you updates coming through from that particular sphere on the show this one as well. Sports in a Jiffy right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Don't forget that you can keep track of this update and more by phones across all social media platforms. Are currently live on our YouTube channel at iImpact 102.1 FM right there on YouTube. Ayode Jajiboye is my name. An absolute honor to be your host on the show. 70 to you. Just the way you like it this one, whether you're a sports person, someone love the thrill of the game, or maybe you're an athlete yourself. I tell you what, this is the right place for you to be, because the early bird has gone around the world to catch the scores, and I'll be serving it to you just the way you like it. Going straight into the stories coming through from the sports festival this morning, where Team Delta female football team has now clinched the gold medals at the ongoing 22nd National Sports Festival Gateway Games 2024 after that gripping 7-6 penalty shootout victory over the Nigeria under-17 girls. The Flamingos, the highly anticipated final match, which ended goalless in regulation time, saw Team Delta emerge winners during the penalty shootout. And still more stories coming through from the National Sports Festival is in the main category, where Team IJA, that is the National Under-17 boys, are also clinched the bronze medals of the ongoing 22nd National Sports Festival, defeating Team Kaduna 2-0 in the third place match at the Raymond Star Stadium. And in the big final that was played, Team Ogun also crushed Team Kwara to become the winners of the men's category yesterday. Team Kwara are not happy with that particular one, because they feel like a bit of officiating did not do them pretty good in that particular one, and then they are definitely talking tough about that particular one, like no, we got somehow, at the big disadvantage playing against the home side in this one. But it is what it is, really. Team Ogun definitely winning the football event at the ongoing games. And still some not too good news coming through from the Gateway Games is the fact that athletes representing all State Ogun at the 22nd National Sports Festival yesterday left other athletes and officials stranded at the Games Village at Babcock University, as they are now protesting the non-payment of their allowances with 2 days to the end of the games. Don't forget that the games will be wrapping up on 30th. In videos and pictures circulating by officials at the Games Village, buses conveying athletes to different venues of events were stranded, as athletes in Ogun tracksuits were seen blocking the gate. It was said that the situation began as early as 5:30 a.m. this morning. And quickly, before I move away from the National Sports Festival this morning, giving you the medals roundup as they have it from last night. Team Delta, like I mentioned, sitting pretty at the top of the log with 81 gold, 47 silver, and 65 bronze medals, totaling 193. And Team Bayelsa second on the log with a total of 126 medals. Team Oshun third on the log with 113 medals. Team Edo with 181 medals, but definitely Team Ogun is ahead of them because of the number of gold medals that they've been able to rack up: 46 gold to 42 gold medals. Team Rivers are fifth on the log with 116 gold medals, and 15th on the log is Team Kwara with 3 gold, 5 silver, and 3 bronze medals, making up 11 medals for Team Kwara right there. Sitting rock bottom is Ebonyi with just 1 bronze medal to their own name right there at the ongoing National Sports Festival. We look forward to see all of the amazing events that will also be taking place later today right there at the games. And away from the games right now, still talking about other sport on the home front this morning, where WD World Boxing Organization President Gustavo Olivieri has now declared Moses Itoma the new number 1 heavyweight contender following the British Nigerians devastating second round knockout of American Mike Balogun in Glasgow on Saturday. The unexpected announcement came via social media just an hour after the 20-year-old southpaw from Chatham successfully defended his WBO Intercontinental title for the 3rd time, extending his unbeaten record to 12-0 with his 10th stoppage victory. Olivieri was clearly impressed by another clinical performance from the Rings Prospect of the Year for 2024, posting on social media says Moses has climbed the WBO rankings with talent, discipline, and electrifying performance. Is now the number 1 world-rated heavyweight contender. His moment is approaching. It's only a matter of time before he gets his shot and the world sees a new star emerge. #new era. So definitely that is settled in the world of boxing. Before we go away from the home front this one, let's talk about the game that will be happening later tonight and in the other game of the Unity Cup, where Jamaica were able to edge Trinidad and Tobago in a thrilling 5-goal semi-final. Jamaica's Reggae Boys sealed a dramatic 3-2 victory over Trinidad and Tobago in the opening semi-final of the Unity Cup last night, thanks to that stoppage time penalty. Despite surrendering a comfortable 2-goal lead, Jamaicans regrouped to snatch a last-minute win in a match that kept the fans on the edge of their seats yesterday. So it means whoever wins between Nigeria and Ghana will be meeting Jamaica in the final. I'm talking about that game between Nigeria and Ghana. That is one game a lot of football fans are currently looking forward to right now, making sure that once again we continue to prove our dominance against the Black Stars of Ghana. 7:45 p.m. Nigerian time is when that game will be going on the way right there in London. And away from that story right now, before we go back to transfer bit to go straight to Europe, I will take thoughts coming through from the ongoing French Open. I call it the Roland Garros. Britain's Jack Draper says trusting his tennis will click into place was the key to earning his first French Open win of his career. Draper, who is currently seeded 5th move through the guests to secure a 3-6, 6-1, 6-4, 6-2 victory against Italy's Mattia Bellucci. The British men's number 1 lost on his first 2 appearances at Roland Garros, but has returned this year as a genuine force on the clay. After beating 16th ranked Bellucci, Draper says he's still learning the benefit of being the most patient in the 5-set format of the Grand Slam event. And away from that, the 23-year-old Englishman's victory ensured the British singles player won in the French Open first round for the first time since 1973. Draper was the final breathing to play his opening match, came through to join Cameron Norrie, who also made it through to the next round. Jacob Fienley, Americano, Katie Butler, and Sonny Catal in the second round of the ongoing French Open. And Draper's next opponent will be Francis Gil Monfils, who came from 2-set down to defeat Bolivia's Hugo Delian in Tuesday's evening match. In the opening game, Monfils lost his footing while attempting to play a forehand and stumbled heavily into a courtside advertising board. However, the 38-year-old received treatment to his hand and knee, but still appeared to be hampered in subsequent games. The world number 42 Monfils stormed to a complete 4-6, 3-6, 6-1, 7-6, 6-1 victory, delighting his home crowd on the court, Philippe Chata. More tennis stories on the show. This one, Novak Djokovic also experienced the lowest of lows, pulling out of the French Open after tearing his meniscus in his right knee and the highest of his eyes, winning a long shot Olympic gold medal for Serbia at the Roland Garros last year. And this year, other than some first set interruptions by and the lengthy discussions about the windy wet weather, the 24th-time major champion was on board during a 6-3, 6-3, 6-3 win over 98th-ranked Marquis McDonough of the United States at the court Philippe Chatrier in the first round yesterday. One example when McDonough earned his first break point, getting to love 40 at 3-2 in the second set. Djokovic came up with 3 big serves at the 120 mph ace and 123 mph ace and 122 mph service winners. Djokovic also compiled 2 winners in team more than McDonald and just 20 unforced errors in the match that eventually was played with lights on and a retractable roof were also closed in the game yesterday. Other winners yesterday include number 3 seed Alexander Zverev, 2021 US Open champion, Dan Medvedev, who was seeded 11th, lost to Cameron Norrie 7-5, 6-3, 4-6, 1-6, 7-5 across nearly 4 hours. Other seeded men were sent home yesterday when João Fonseca, the 18-year-old from Brazil, dispatched number 30 Ubatuka 6-2, 6-4, 6-2, and number 16 Grigor Dimitrov also quit while leading American qualifier Eton Quinn 2-1. This is the 4th consecutive major tournament at which Dimitrov is going to be retiring from the games. All along, Fonseca had plenty of support from the Brazilians who haven't had a Grand Slam champion to cheer for since Gustavo Coutinho, who was winning the 3 French Open titles in 1997, 2000, and 2001. Away from tennis talks, this one straight into the world of basketball, where we talk about the current ongoing NBA semi-final playoffs, and Tyrese Haliburton also produced an electric first-half performance as the Indiana Pacers beat the New York Knicks to move to within 1 win of reaching the NBA Finals for the first time in their franchise history. Haliburton registered 20 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds in the first half after a 1-3-0 to 1-2 point win at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indiana. Haliburton finished with 2 points, 15 assists, and 12 rebounds without a turnover, making him the first player to record start of 30 to 15 to 10 in an NBA postseason game. The Pacers are currently leading 3-1 in the Eastern Conference Playoff Finals, and victory in Game 5 in Madison Square Garden in New York on Friday will secure their place in the finals for the first time since 2000. And the winner of the best of 7 series will play the Minnesota Timberwolves or the Oklahoma City Thunder in the finals, which will begin on 5th of June. The Thunder are also leading 3-1 in the Western Conference Playoff Finals against the against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I beg your pardon. And away from that story right now, we'll go straight into the world of football this morning. We have definitely got tantalizing stories to share with you. I'm making sure that your morning is sizzling, just as we have it wet right here in the industrial city of Lagos. Just so you know, cool, cozy, calm, and collected morning right here. Most definitely later tonight we'll be seeing the big game between Real Betis and also Chelsea in the Conference League final today. But then one man who is making the headlines other than the Real Betis team itself is Anthony, the man who made it through from Manchester United on loan to Real Betis, and he's saying how he became a hero in Betis after being sad at Manchester United, such as being the Anthony's impact on loan at Real Betis when he made his way to the Spanish club, and players are seemingly willing to go to any length to keep the Brazilian winger right there. Since his loan move from Old Trafford at the end of January, the Brazil international has helped transform the club season, moving from 9th in Liga to 6th and the spot in the Europa League, with Anthony also instrumental in taking them to their first European final when they'll be facing Chelsea in the Conference League right there in Wrocław and Poland later tonight. In 25 matches since he joined, Betis have won 13 and drawn 8, losing only 4, which means 51 goals in that time is at a rate of better than 2 a game, and Anthony has directly contributed to 14 goals in the last couple of 25 matches where he's been played for Real Betis. Don't forget that he also scored in both legs of the Real Betis semi-final win over Fiorentina, setting up that final right there against Chelsea. According to him, said I couldn't take it anymore, talking about the struggles he had while playing for Manchester United, but says the highlight of his season is definitely going to be winning the Conference League right there with Real Betis. All the very best to the man. Don't forget I also asked to his credit with Manchester United, the Carabao Cup, and also the FA Cup from last season. And still in Spanish La Liga, this morning Lamine Yamal has been said to have also signed a new 6-year Barcelona contract following a breakout season in which he helped the Catalan club to win a domestic treble. The 17-year-old Spain winger existing deal was set to expire at the end of the 2025-2026 season, but his new contract will keep him at Barca until 2031. Lamine Yamal, who made his Barca debut at 15-year-old in 2023, has scored 18 goals and made 25 assists in 55 appearances as Barca won La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Spanish Super Cup in Hansi Flick's fourth season as the manager. Barca said Yamal signed a new contract yesterday in the presence of club president Joan Laporta and also the sporting director Deco. And away from that, sporting director of Belgian Jupiler League outfit Racing Genk Dimitri Deconde has revealed that Nigerian striker Tolu Arokodare is set for a mega move away from the club when the summer transfer window is going to be opening. The 24-year-old has had an outstanding campaign in Belgium where he emerged as the top scorer in the Jupiler League. He found the back of the net 23 times for Genk and provided an additional 7 assists in 45 games across all competitions, though the club finished the season third on the table to miss out on the domestic league title by 9 points. Deconde confirmed to Belgian newsmen that he remains unsure the former FC Cologne forward will remain a Genk player beyond the summer transfer window, saying Arokodare is gearing up to represent the country. But of course, from his experience, he's going to say that he will be leaving. He's very well in the market and is also ready to take the next step in his career. Sports in a Jiffy right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM, and this is how much we're taking on the show for this morning. Don't forget, I'll be back here later tonight between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. on the Sports Hub Show, where we do 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews previewing the games that will be coming through this weekend, especially the Europa League. The Conference League final between Real Betis and Chelsea. Big one right there later tonight for Chelsea fans. And I tell you, a lot of football for anti-Chelsea fans would definitely not want them to win the trophy. They already feel they've made it to the Champions League and it's time for them to rest. Maybe Real Betis can win it for the first time in their history. Why for Chelsea, it's going to be a big one because definitely they also want to eye history in the Conference League final, becoming the only team to have won all of the major European trophies, about the Champions League, the Europa League, and if they win the Conference League, there'll be a team that have won all the 3 major European finals cup right there. I'll see you when I see you later tonight. I did Judge Bay sign out this morning. Stay sporty, stay active, drink enough water to stay hydrated. Go out there, be the best version of yourself. Don't forget to be kind, because I tell you what, kindness is cool. Don't have a blessed and highly favored Wednesday.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC.